Hello, amiibros. This is Jason of Game&Shocks, and welcome to me in front of my bed, talking to you about video games. More specifically, talking about every game that I beat in 2021, which was a pretty good year for me when it came to beating games. As in 2020, I finished, I believe it was 32 games. And last year, I have to keep saying last year because that's not 2021 anymore. I finished 43 games in 2021. Doing that games I beat in 2020 video was really fun, and I thought, hey, let's do it again, and maybe I can just make this tradition like for every year. I know I'm kind of late because it's February, but hey, we could still do it. So I'm going to be talking about like every game that I beat in 2021. I have my physical copies of games down here, and I did also finish some games digitally. I'll make mention of them. And I also have this little note thing right here just so I can keep track of like what games I beat, and so I'm not lost. So if you see me looking down at stuff randomly, that's why. So now let's start. And one last thing, if you want to like be updated on what games I've been finishing, or like just generally just stuff that's going on in my personal life, be sure to check out my Instagram wherever it shows up on screen. Because right now I'm recording this mirrored, so this is my left hand, so it's probably gonna be like on this side, and that side. Anyway, let's begin. Okay, so starting with the first game, I finished this on January 3rd, literally 3 days into the beginning of the previous new year. So I guess you can just call it the previous year. And the first game I beat was Max Payne on the PS2, which was a really good third-person shooter. I mean, in terms of like just the basic gameplay, it's pretty standard for a third-person shooter. But then, yeah, the bullet time effects that this game is made like famous, like because it was released after the Matrix and yada yada yada. But this game is really good. It has a really good story to it. For it's just a hard-boiled cop just on the edge and going nuts around the place trying to solve like this drug case. It's really good. I think like it's really just down to like the bullet time and the story that like really make this game shine. I am considering let's playing this game. Probably not on PS2. I'd rather play it on Xbox, because after I finished this, I looked up that like the Xbox version like runs better and has like less levels, because like the PS2 version has smaller levels, but like there's more of them. Because like each level from I think from the Xbox and PC versions are like bigger, so like there's less of them. But like with this one, it's just like they're kind of chopped up a bit more. But I'd still recommend Max Payne, even on PS2. Like it's still not like a deal breaker at all. I'd recommend it. So the next one is on January 10th. This is my first digital game, and I finished this on PS4, and that is The Last of Us, more specifically the remaster of The Last of Us. Now what I think about with The Last of Us, I'm already saying like it too many times. Now I think in terms of story, I think The Last of Us is phenomenal. Like I have nothing really to critique about the plot, characters, nothing about that really. And for the gameplay, I do think the gameplay is good. Don't get that misconstrued. It's like, oh, the game sucks or nothing. No, I do like the gameplay. It's just by the time the game was almost over, it was starting to get like it was starting to get repetitive for me. Like I really can't like explain it that well. It's just like it was just it felt like it was more like just distract a clicker and then throw a Molotov and then the end. But that I know. But if you guys think that like I think The Last of Us is like an overrated game or a bad game, no. I will never call it that. I do think that The Last of Us is a very good game. I just don't think it's like one of the greatest games of all time. If you love it, more power to you. I'm not gonna take anything away from it. for your opinion. You know, we all have different opinions. That's just how we all are. But yeah, I mean, like, The Last of Us is still like a very good game with, you know, very good things about it. And I did finish the sequel also. We'll get to that in just a bit. And then the day later, on January 11th, I finished Doom, the original, from 1993. You know, a classic in every way. Just mowing down demons, going through maze-like levels, grabbing health packs, and just shooting every demon until they're all gone. You know, it's a classic. But the levels, like, once you start like mowing down enemies and, you know, trying to figure out like where key cards are, that's when Doom kind of rears like a little bit of its ugly head, just a bit. But that's kind of like how shooters were during that time. So, you know, Doom was like laying the groundwork for shooters. So I can't really like, you know, it's like it's not product of its time, but it was the first of its kind. So like, but when you're getting lost, it's like, all right, where do I go? Have I been here? Have I gotten that enemy? Am I supposed to go there? That's really like the only problem with Doom. And yeah, also shotgun is best weapon next to the plasma rifle. Next one on January 22nd. This was a game I Let's Played with Aaron Fazbear in co-op. Lego Star Wars 2: The Clone Wars for the GameCube. Most of like what I thought about this was pretty much in the Let's Play that me and Aaron did. You could go check that out and on my channel, or I might even leave like a card somewhere. But you know, it's a Lego game. All the Lego games are pretty similar to each other, and this is just I think the Lego Star Wars games, like the ones that were released during like the 6th and 7th gen, are I think the best Lego games. Not saying the new ones are bad at all. It's just like the older ones, just like, you know, they had that charm to them that, I mean, the new ones still have them, but just like these ones were like the most charming. Like going through like the original trilogy, and playing through like, you know, the original Star Wars movies. It was great, and me and Aaron had some great laughs along the way. But you could find this like for anywhere. You can even you can also get it on the Xbox 360 if you want to get it on like a newer console, or you can just get Complete Saga. All right, next one on January 30th. This was a game that I'm assuming that most of you might not have ever heard of. It's a game called 88 Heroes. It got a physical release like on Switch, but I played it through the Switch because I found it on sale during one of the eShop sales. And it was what it is like this you get like a bunch of different heroes and characters, all that play differently, have different attacks, movement. Like, it's really unique. Like, you have a character that moves like the game's snake. You have like a goose that like boosts around and kind of like with asteroids physics. So he's just like, and then it's like, it's really cool. Like trying out all the different characters, and there's I believe there's 88 levels, because like the theme of the game is 88 or like 8. So like the game takes place on August 8th, 1988. Missed opportunity for the 1888. You have to go against Dr. Hate. I think there's even a character that has an 8 in its name. But it's really fun. I mean, there's some characters are broken, and the game kind of knows that you could cheese some levels with just like using like some characters. Yeah, it's a fun game, and like you know, it's just like it's like a roguelike, but like some things are just better than others. That's just how like kind of like what roguelikes are, and so yeah, it's not too bad. It's not like the best game ever, but you know, for a couple bucks, I get it. Next one, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Today, actually, I finished the most depressing romance game probably ever. Max Payne 2. The Fall of Max Payne. I think like most of my thoughts on Max Payne 2 are pretty similar to like the first game. By that I mean like you know, the game is still great with like the bullet time, and the story gets even more darker, and like Max gets even more depressed. But now you have like a new character, Mona Sachs. She's cool, and what happens to her is pretty sad. And then, like, you know, guns are still fun. Like I said, bullet time's fun. But I don't know. But I feel like with this one, there's like a couple points that I didn't really like. Like, there's like a sniper section with Mona that I wasn't really a fan of. And yeah, like every time you get to a new chapter, it's just like you have to find your weapons again. I mean, it happens in the first game also, but I don't know. But and this game's also shorter too. So like, if you want like a short like 5-hour game, this is that for you. And like compared to the first game, the PS2 version I believe will be exactly the same as the Xbox and PC versions. I might be wrong, but if I am wrong, let me know in the comments, because you know, I don't mind being wrong. And then next on February 19th, I finished Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, but not Mario 3D World. I didn't finish that that last year. I did finish Bowser's Fury though, and that was so good. Such a good game. You'll see this on my top 10 games of 2021. It's just like it's a big open world, but like there's like smaller levels to it, and like you have to fight a big tar Bowser Gojira monster while you are Mario, and you are Super Saiyan Feline Mario. It's so good, and you have like Bowser Jr. helping you along. There's lots of different like, you know, platforming challenges as you expect from a Mario game, and like it does a good job like remixing like Mario 3D World's like assets and stuff. It's great, but one problem. It's not a big problem, but it's too short. This needed to be a longer game. Or if Bowser's Fury was like a full-on like 10-20 hour game on its own, I would definitely. Even if like Bowser's Fury was by itself, this package is worth it. Alright, next one. February 20th, not even a week after I finished Max Payne 2, I finished Max Payne 3 on the Xbox 360. And I'm not sure if I'm alone in thinking this, but I think Max Payne 3 is the best one out of the three. I think the gunplay is the best. Like, it's not Remedy, it's just Rockstar by themselves. But I think like it benefits from having that Rockstar edge to it. Like, the gunplay is awesome, as you expect from Rockstar. The visuals in this game are beautiful. Like, it's set in Brazil, like in Sao Paulo, and like the bullet time I think is also the best too. Like and it makes sense in context with the story, because like Max is he's like addicted to painkillers, so you could feel like he's like a middle-aged man, just like he takes a second to like jump and like jump into like bullet time, and like it's like John Wick before John Wick. Like, you can like shoot more bullet holes into everyone. Like, and the story's like the darkest of the three, and especially with the location and with what happens in Max Payne 3. No spoilers, but it's just awesome. And the ending is really satisfying for Max's character. Play this. It's pretty cheap too. If you can get all three of these games for super cheap, I recommend all of them, especially Max Payne 3. I'm probably not alone in thinking that Max Payne 3 is the best, but I don't know. It just felt like the most fun and like satisfying out of all of them. All right, next one, February 23rd. I finished 2 games that day. The first one was a game that took me almost a year to let's play and finish. Alice, Madness Returns on the PS3. It took me a while to finish this because of the so just because of like, you know, a lot of stuff that was going on in my personal life, and well, that and it just other let's plays, because that was back when I was like doing like a couple let's plays, and like I couldn't, like, it was hard to finish all of them like within a short amount of time. But I love this. It's such an underrated game. Like, it's like Alice, just like the Disney film, but even more darker, weird. Like it's a platformer like beat 'em up. It even comes with the original American McGee's Alice, which I'm also gonna let's play soon, hopefully soon. But like you have like weird messed up versions of all the classic Alice characters. Like this Cheshire Cat, the Queen of Hearts is in there somewhere. Like it's great, and it's more like a character study of like Alice and like her psyche and like what's going on in her mind. Like it's nuts, and there's a lot of like what the f moments. Like maybe not as many as I'm thinking, but like it gets weird. But the levels are too long. I will say that. Like each level's like 1 hour, like 1 or 2 hours long. It's like the levels in the Doom Eternal length. But I'd recommend it. It's a fun like beat 'em up. Like it has some good enemy variety too, and like locations. It's good. It's good. And then the other game I finished on February 23rd is I have Plants vs Zombies on the 360, but the game that I beat on here is Peggle, the original Peggle. I'm surprised Peggle Knights never came to console, but that's weird. But Peggle is it's like classic. It's like it's the most simple game, but it's so complex. Like it's a great case of simple yet complex. Like you just have to shoot balls at like pegs, like orange pegs, while also hitting blue pegs and other pegs. There's a hole at the bottom that's constantly moving. It's like pachinko. It's not for gambling. It's just for for you to like master yourself and like prove that to the Peggle masters that you can get into the Institute and become the champion at Peggle. And it's so much fun. Even on Steam, this game is it's pretty cheap. It's like $5, I believe. And then you can always find like this on 360 and like Plants vs Zombies. I think on PS3, this also has Plants vs Zombies also has Peggle. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Peggle, but like, you also have like different power-ups to use. Like you have a super guide, you have like a fireball, a power-up that makes your shots better. Like it makes them more zen. Yeah, Peggle. All right, next one. Jumping up to March 9th. This is I think this is like my first like Nintendo game. Oh no, it's not. Because I looking at Bowser's Fury, it's like, no, it's not. Well, this is my first Metroid game that I finished. Metroid Prime. Another one that took me quite a while to finish because this game is long. Like according to like the end of the game, it took me like 20 hours to finish it, and I didn't even collect everything. I got like 72%, which is not bad for considering that this was the first Metroid game I ever finished. But yeah, it's a great game. I mean, I would say classic. Yeah, it's a classic. It's 20 years old now. I don't. However, the backtracking is there's no fast travel, so like that's a big problem. But like everything else like is so good. Like finding all the like Samus is just on this planet alone, and you just gotta get everything back and stop the Metroid Prime, whatever that is. You'll see later on. But the bosses are a lot of fun. For a GameCube game from 2002, I believe. Yeah, 2002. It looks beautiful still. Like it's kind of amazing how like GameCube games and even like some PlayStation 2 games and I think even some Xbox games like hold up well visually. Gameplay, like I think like I said, I think the only problems I have with Metroid Prime are the lack of fast travel, and if you're playing on GameCube, there's a learning curve to the controls because it's not like your traditional like first-person shooter controls. But that's it. It's Metroid Prime's a great game. I don't know how much it goes for now, but if you could find it for like a good price, I get it. And I still need to get Metroid Prime 2, but it's gotten up in price. Anyway, next on March 22nd, Final Fantasy VII Remake for the PS4. I didn't know what to expect going in. At the time when this was releasing, I was starting to follow the game more and more as it was nearing completion, because this used to be like kind of a joke of like, oh, Final Fantasy 15. Well, that was at one point. Final Fantasy 7 remake. That's never gonna release, and then finally released, and then and yeah, this honestly was like a really good surprise for me. Going into this game, I never played the original Final Fantasy 7, so this was all new to me. So like, I didn't know like how like these characters are. I mean, I knew they were all iconic characters, like, you know, Sephiroth, Cloud, Tifa, the whole 9 yards. At first, I'll be honest, I wasn't digging Cloud. Like, I thought he was gonna be like just some emo boringness. But as the game grew, kept going, I grew to like him more and more. Like, and same with all, like, because again, I didn't know like these the character of the characters in this game, so like, you know, like it grew on me, it really did. And then like I like breezed through it, like not breezed it, but like I was binging this game. I finished like it within like a few weeks, and it was so much fun. The combat's awesome, like how it mixes action and the turn-based stuff, and what else? The visuals, like this game looks great for like a late PS4 game. I don't think it's the best on the system. I'll get to that in a bit. But this was like a great way to like start Final Fantasy, and now I'm a fan. I do want to play the Integrate DLC and some other stuff, and play some of the other Final Fantasy games. All right, next one. I have the Mega Man Legacy Collection on Switch, like both of them. But this is gonna be because I played a good chunk of the Mega Man games on this thing. So on March 26th, I finished Mega Man 6. There's the card. Mega Man 6 was really good. I like the world, like how each Robot Master is based on a different country. Like how Tomahawk Man is like for, the United States, like Blizzard Man's for Canada, Centaur Man is Greece, Yamato Man's Japanese. Like that's really cool. I always like world theming. That's always like it's like a personal favorite of mine. Like when it comes to theming. Other than that, it's fine. It's a good Mega Man game, just not much more. And then the day after, on March 27th, I finished Mega Man 2 for the first time. I do think Mega Man 2 is a good game. I don't see why it's the best though, because I do think it has like its problems, like with the boobine trap, with they have to use just the crash bombs, going into Crash Man's stage without the leaf shield or the metal blades, and then you have to rely on most of the metal blades like throughout the entire game. Yeah, I don't think it's the best Mega Man game. That's really what it comes down to. But I do think it's a good game, and you know, if someone like said it was their favorite, you know, I wouldn't like be like, huh? I wouldn't like raise an eyebrow or anything. It's just not my personal favorite Mega Man. That's really what it comes down to. And then the next one I finished was Mega Man 9 on April 10th. That one, Mega Man 9, that one is my favorite. The Robot Masters are my favorite. The weapons, all of them are the best. Like a lot of, like the stages are really fun. I don't know what this gesture was. It's just my favorite just overall. I mean, sure, you can't use the charge shot, or you can't slide, but whatever. But plus, it kind of like appeals to me just because of some of the Robot Masters are just like Galaxy Man, Splash Woman, Concrete Man, Hornet Man. Like they're all awesome. Like you have like UFO and a mermaid. That's cool. Like I want to see more stuff like games like Mega Man 9. More games like Mega Man 9. Well, what I mean is like ones with like as useful weapons, kind of like Mega Man 11. Like Mega Man 11 was really fun. If we ever get a Mega Man 12, I want it to be like 11 or like 9. Yeah, Mega Man 9. And then I believe there's a couple more that I finished. I think the last one was, yeah. I finished Mega Man 1 on September 30th, and it was fine. It was just like, it's like the first game of its series, so it definitely felt like it. It's like, ugh. All right, old man, you have some problems. But the first Mega Man game, it's fine. It's just, you know, the series just gets so much better later on. And then the last Mega Man game, like classic Mega Man game I finished was Mega Man 4 on October 6th. It was fun. It was good. The charge shot was cool. Some Robot Masters were cool, but, you know, story-wise, it wasn't really, like, too special. It's just like, surprise, Dr. Wily, again. But yeah, but I never go to classic Mega Man for story, really. But yeah, that's like the classic Mega Man games that I finished. And then on April 2nd, hold on, let me flip this over. April 2nd, I finished Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. I finished this one on stream, you know, it was fun having some of you guys on the stream with me. We were just cracking jokes and stuff. But this was great. Like, I actually got this day one, when it like first launched. I even played it day one too, and it's so good. Like the main game itself, it's hard. It really is hard. Like if you're not going for 100% or 106%, whatever it is, the game itself is so much fun. Like visually, it's beautiful, and like there's a lot of like variety in like the locales and the music, and you know, other things that make Crash Bandicoot. I don't know how the series will be now, considering that you know, these evil people right here are at Xbox. Well, we'll have to wait and see, because I don't know how well this game did, but we'll have to wait and see. I hope we do get another Crash Bandicoot or Spyro game. Alright, next one, on April 8th, this is a big boy right here. This was probably the best game I played last year. Resident Evil 4. This was when I was starting to get into Resident Evil like more and more, and to alleviate that, because Resident Evil 8 was like a month away. So I was like, hey, let's finish Resident Evil 4 to like get ready for 8, and just mwah. Love this game. I think I'm probably like I'm definitely not alone in thinking like this game is amazing. Like it's probably like in my top 10 games of all time, like honestly. Like it's so awesome. Like I'm still streaming this, so like I think by the time this video goes up, I'll probably like stream it or like something along those lines, but literally I have like nothing to add about Resident Evil 4. Like everything about this game, like characters, visuals, gameplay, the goofiness of it, the villains, like it's all just top tier. And like I really don't have anything to add about Resident Evil 4. It's just it really deserves like its place as like one of the greatest games of all time, and I really don't. And I like that I have like more than one copy of it too. Anyway, next one, April 18th. I have the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, but I've only finished 01 on this collection, and 01 is pretty good. I've heard the series gets better as it goes along. Like I think it's 03 is the best. But it's solid. It's gonna kick your ass though. So like prepare for yourself to die a lot. So, but it's really cool. I haven't played the Mega Man X games though, so take that with a grain of salt. All right, next one on April 27th, I believe, right? Yep, April 27th. I played a cute little game called A Song of the Deep for the PS4. It's made by Insomniac, who did like the new Spider-Man and Ratchet & Clank games. Well, they did all the Ratchet & Clank games, but this was like a nice little like deviation that Insomniac did. It's like a Metroidvania where you're underwater in the submarine. like trying to look for your character's father, McFerren. Like it's cute. Like like there's not much to it. Like it's pretty short also. So like you know, like it's nice. It's a nice like little it's a nice cute little game. Kind of like other like kind of zen cute games like Abzu or Journey. Yeah. I don't know how to end these segments. Next one, April 30th. This was actually the last game I ever finished in my my original house. Sonic Unleashed for the PS3. The HD versions of this game have always eluded me as to why I never finished them. Because I have finished Sonic Unleashed on the Wii. It was just like a matter of like, when am I gonna finish the PS3 or Xbox 360 version? And I finally did. I think this might actually be my favorite 3D Sonic game, next to Generations, I think, or Colors. I don't know what it is. Like, I know people don't like the Werehog, but I'm one of those people that does like him. Like, he has a lot of like combos and like, you know, the night stages are fun, even if some of them are pretty long. And again, around the world settings, like that just appeals to me. Like I mentioned with what's it? What was it? Like, you know what I mean? Like with Mega Man 6, and you know, it's just really good. This game looks beautiful too. Like visually, it still holds up. Like for the graphics and the speed, like you go fast. Sonic goes super fast in this game. All right, next one, May 23rd. This game I bought it day one. I even have the PS5 version of this game right next to me. Resident Evil 8 Village. Did I say May 23rd? Because I finished it on May 23rd. My game of the year of 2021, without a doubt. I remember when this was at the PS5 event in June of 2020. I knew that like I wanted this, like, and it turns out I was not disappointed at all. This game does a great job at mixing like the gunplay, the gameplay of 7 mixed with gameplay of 4, some of the action from like 5 and 6, and like the atmosphere of like the originals. Like it's like the best of all of the Resident Evil worlds. And like I said, I also have it on PS5. I'm gonna start streaming the Resident Evil 8 on the PS5 after I finish 4 or Rift Apart, because I do have a poll on my my community post if you want to vote as to like what game I should stream after Resident Evil 4, this or Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. You be the judge. But yeah, I love this game. Like I said, my game of the year last year, and it's probably like my second favorite Resident Evil next to 4. But that's not the last Resident Evil, because like I said, I really got into Resident Evil this year. Alright, next on May 24th, I finished Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which I guess was the first time I ever beat a NES Castlevania game, in a way. But I can't really like compare it to Castlevania because I haven't played Castlevania, the originals, but I can't judge it as its own game, and it is a very good game. With like, you have like branching pathways. It's just like Castlevania, just with it under a new name, pretty much. Like I don't really have much to add about like or to say anything really. All right, next on June 1st, this game I also Let's Played. Card right there. The Bombing Islands for the PlayStation 1. It's what it is. It's a puzzle game set in. If any of you know the game Kid Clown and Crazy Chase on the Super Nintendo, this is Kid Clown again, but on PlayStation 1. And he's in a puzzle game where you have to like destroy. We have to blow up bombs on different islands to stop bombs. There's not much to the story, but gameplay is at first it's pretty fun, and the music. I really like the music in this game, especially in the ice world. But by the time you get to the last like 20 levels or so, you better prepare your ass, because this game gets hard and brutal, especially like in one level. I talk about it in my Let's Play, so like go check out my Let's Play if you want to like hear like some more thoughts about the Bombing Islands. But it's a game from my childhood that I never finished until doing that Let's Play and playing this, just playing it like on my own. It felt amazing trying to finish it, even though the ending sucks. I'll just say that, but I won't spoil what the ending is. Alright, next, June 13th, I finished BioShock Infinite on the Xbox 360. I still need to finish BioShock 2. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to that yet. But once again, I love BioShock Infinite. I just love BioShock in general. Like the first game, the original BioShock was the game that showed me that games can tell stories. And like this one is like no different. It's not because it's one of the first, but I remember when BioShock Infinite was first released back in 2013, and just hearing like all the great things about it. But I never played it back then until like because I didn't have BioShock Infinite. And then just like playing it now, it's like gunplay is like so good. Elizabeth alone makes the game awesome. And like what goes on with her and Booker, and like all the crazy things that happen in this game, especially the ending. Again, no spoilers, but it's nuts. The whole game is nuts, and I love it for that. Alright, next one, June 28th. I finished this one on stream. It's another Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. What an awesome game. Just like with 8 and 4, like I really don't have like much to complain about like with these new Resident Evil games and with 4. It's just, I think atmosphere-wise, like when it comes to like the atmosphere of the entire game, 7 it's like a contender. It's up there. I think like visually I just like 8 more because like there's more variety to the locations, and they all look distinct. Like in Resident Evil 8 you go to a castle, like a factory, like a big dollhouse with a creepy thing. But like this one is more creepy, and it has weird swamp monsters. And that makes it awesome. And it's also a game from 2017, so that alone makes it like awesome. Because 2017 is one of the best years in gaming. But Resident Evil 7. I need to play this in VR though. I want to play it in VR. I don't know when I'll get around to it in VR, but I do recommend Resident Evil 7 big time. And thank you to everyone who came by to all the streams for all the games and for the Let's Plays. Speaking of Let's Plays, there's another Resident Evil game. July 19th, Resident Evil 5 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox 360. I finished the 360 version on July 19th, but I Let's Played the game with Aaron Fazbear in co-op on PS4. It was like a little after I finished it on 360. It's kind of confusing, but with Resident Evil 5, I think when you're playing it in single player, it's okay. Not really like for the game itself. Like it's mostly like a problem with Sheva, and some of like the action scenes are really, really stupid. Chris punching boulders. Chris punching boulders is the best. But like really, like in single player, the problem with Sheva and her AI, not with her shooting. Her shooting, like she's a great shot, but she can't hold ammo well at all. Like she'll just smoke it the instant she gets some. But then when you're playing in co-op with someone, it's a lot of fun. Just duking it out with like all the weird things that happen in Resident Evil 5, like people mutating left and right, shooting heads off with shotguns. Like Resident Evil 5, I think it's a fun game. It's definitely not the best Resident Evil game. I know Aaron Fazbear would say otherwise, because this is actually his favorite Resident Evil, but hey, again, more power to him for liking RE5. All right, next one, August 1st. Let me turn this around. August 1st, I finished 2 games that day. The first one was Metal Gear Solid 2 for the PlayStation 2. Once again, I feel like I'm kind of saying, like, I'm not saying this is like an unpopular opinion or anything, but Metal Gear Solid 2 I think is actually one of my, it's like becoming one of my favorite games of all time. I love this game. I mean, granted, I still need to play the other Metal Gear Solid games, but I don't know what it is. Even with Raiden, like he makes sense, like in terms of the story, because like the story in this game, oh my god, like it's so like crazy how like ahead of its time, like what this game talks about in terms of its themes, and then like with, you know, then the gameplay itself is still awesome, like with you know, like with shooting, just taking down everyone, but now you can do it non-lethally. And there's other crazy things that happen, like with like what happens with Dead Cell and other characters that you meet, and then just like it's nuts. Most of it happens in Raiden's campaign, obviously, but I don't care. I love Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid 2. Like I can't wait to start the rest of the series. I imagine it's gonna be top tier, especially from what I hear about Metal Gear Solid 3. Alright, also on August 1st, I finished Ghost of Tsushima for the PS4. Now this, I think this is the best looking game on the PS4. In terms of like, how like unique it is, for how colorful it is. Because there's another game that's probably like technically better, but I think Ghost of Tsushima is like the one that I definitely want to be going back to this game one day. Like, I finished this 100%, like, if that tells you anything and how much I love this game. You'll see, this is going to be very high on my 2020 list, like my top 10. Like, it's so beautiful, like, just all the varied locations, and then, like all the different, like, it's just so, it's so awesome. It's like, playing a Japanese, like, samurai movie, in video game form. Like with the sword combat, like the combat's brutal, it's fast, it's so much, it's satisfying. It's like when you're cutting guards up, and then like the story's great. I love what the character Jin Sakai, like the main guy, goes through. It's so good. It's easily one of my favorite PS4 games. And this game also has the unique distinction of being the first game I ever got a platinum trophy on. So that's definitely something to be proud of. Next, on August 7th, this is going to be kind of cheating because this isn't a console game. It was one of those games that was on the Google Play, like not Google Play. It was on the Google search engine. Like it was one of those games that you could play on it. It's the Doodle. It's called Doodle Champion Island Games. It's the one with like the cat on it. Like I'm gonna count it because it is a game and I did finish it. It was really cute. Like it was just like a little like couple mini games, like here and there, but like because it was I believe it was a game to coincide with the Olympics, because you know the Olympics got postponed into last year. And yeah, I liked it, and even with like now, I still watching the Olympic Games. But that's besides the point. The game is fun. It's cute. The mini games are fun. That's pretty much it. Then August 9th, I also finished two games on August 9th. First one, God of War. What a good start to a series like this. Still need to play the sequels and the new game, especially since the new one's coming. But God of War, it's God of War. Like it's a big boy PS2 game. Just like with some of the other ones, just like cutting people up with the big the big boy of testosterone fueled rage, Kratos, just destroying everything just to go after Ares. But you know, I don't really have much to say on God of War. It's just like it's a classic. Even though it's not 20 years old yet, it's a classic. Let's be real. If Resident Evil 4 can be called a classic and it's not even 20 years old yet, this game can be also. And then also on August 9th, I wish I had my Super Nintendo Classic with me because I finished Super Mario World for the first time. And once again, don't really have anything to say about Super Mario World. It's a classic, and like it stood the test of time. Like it might actually, I think out of all the 2D Mario games, Super Mario World is my favorite. I think it's pretty obvious why. And then nextly on August 15th, I finished what was the game? I see it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on PS4. Technically the first Dark Souls style game I ever finished. And I think it's probably the best thing that that's been the best Star Wars thing that's released since The Force Awakens. Don't get me wrong, I like The Last Jedi, and I'm one of those people who doesn't like hate Rise of Skywalker. It's like it's for me. But Jedi Fallen Order is so good. It's the best EA Star Wars game without a doubt. And I think it's my favorite game from 2019 also. Like it's Dark Souls. Like I didn't think I would get into a Dark Souls style game, but I did. And maybe I'll play Elden Ring when that comes out, or like finish Sekiro. It's so good. I like the main character Cal. I like all the like the other guys. I'm blanking on their names, but believe me, they do stand out. Sirius and Grease, they're all great, and even like some of the side characters, like this Jedi, I think it's a former like Sith who like was once a Jedi, or like he thinks that like the Jedi are not like perfect as like they think. Like it brings up a lot of interesting things about the Star Wars universe, and I thought it was really good, and it was a good challenge to finish. Naturally, since it's a Dark Souls style game, and conquering some of the bosses, it felt good, like for sure. All right, next for the Nintendo DS. This is actually the only DS game I finished. The only handheld game, too, unless you don't count the Switch. On August 20th, N+. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of this game, but it was like one of the first games to ever pop up, I believe, on Xbox Live Arcade, back when that launched, and it got a Nintendo DS port. I think it's also on PSP, if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like a 2D, like hard as hell 2D platformer, kind of like Super Meat Boy. But it's like really like smooth, like when. But it's a hard game. Like you're probably gonna like get pissed like trying to master these controls, and getting hit by big spiky balls and like electric balls and like spikes on walls and fall damage. Like it's gonna be infuriating, especially near the end when you're trying to master the controls still. But when you get the controls down and when you get that flow going, it's satisfying. It's satisfying. Like it's like having your favorite meal. All right, let me just pause this real quick, and then we're gonna do the last couple games. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure my time limit wasn't up on my camera. But yeah, for N+, it also has some good music, but it does start to get repetitive, like because you'll start hearing the same things over and over and over again. All right, last few games. August 31st. I just noticed I finished a lot of games in August. Is a PS4 game, a pretty controversial PS4 game. And just for me saying that, you probably already know what it is. The Last of Us Part 2. Okay, here's like my honest thoughts about The Last of Us 2. All right, when it comes to gameplay, I think this game overtops the first game. Like I said, in terms of gameplay, I love the variety of like weapons, and like how big like the encounters are. Like it forces you to like constantly change it up. You're definitely not gonna be throwing Molotovs over and over and over again. And like same like guns. It's like you really have to like be constantly adapting to your surroundings. And just like with Ghost of Tsushima, it's brutal. This is a brutal game, and like it's, you know, the violence part of it, but it's brutal. Like you'll just like, when you use a shotgun, you'll just like blow chunks off of someone. Like it's crazy. But yeah, in terms of gameplay, I think it surpasses the original. Story-wise, I don't hate the story. I get what they're going for, but there's like things in it that either go nowhere or just confusing. Like what's that for? Or like there's just things, like there's good things, there's bad things about it. Like it's been dissected to death. Like I don't hate it like some people do. It's just like you know, it's a game, and like it was really stupid that like people would just judge the story, even though the game's not even out yet and no one's played it at the time, like when the leaks were happening. But the game itself, I would like honestly go back to it and like play it just because of how good the game is. Like it was engaging. That's really the word to describe it. And like visually, it's probably the best game on, like technically it's probably the best game on PS4, even if I like think Ghost of Tsushima, excuse me, is the better looking game, like in terms of art direction. But then like my other problem with Last of Us 2 is its length. It is like too long. It's way too long. I think like it according to my PS4, it took me 26 hours to finish the game, and I think like 5 to 10 of those hours could have been like cut out of the game. Like this game is bloated. Like it's engaging, like I said, but it's also bloated. And that's really that's really just my stance on Last of Us 2. Did I think it deserved to win Game of the Year at the Game Awards? No, not at all. Like it was definitely my least favorite of the nominees, but I wasn't mad that it was nominated, and you know I wasn't mad that it did win. The one last thing about Last of Us 2, because I'm pretty much done with talking about the game itself. After Last of Us 2 won at the Game Awards, I went to the Wikipedia page for the Game Awards and found people were vandalizing that page. I'll just leave some of them right here because I did get screenshots of them. Yeah. Alright, next one. I already talked about Mega Man 4 and Mega Man 1. October 2nd. We're jumping up to October 2nd. Now this is a game you definitely have never heard of because it's a game from my childhood on PC. It's a game called Rocket Bowl. At first it sounds like just your regular, ordinary bowling game that you'd probably find for $5 or something. But no, it was on PC. Like I said, it's a game from my childhood. And what it is it's bowling, but like what it is, it's like it has like a 50s like retro future vibe to it. So like your balls have like rocket boosters on them to like, you know, help you make turns or like and it's like you can also do like the frames out of order because you have like this big like lane like place to explore for each of them. So you can do like the frames out of order. There's like coins to grab. And like, you know, you have like a little bit of variety. You also have like different ball types, like with different boosters and how powerful the boosters are. And the level design kind of like you know, has those quirks in mind. So like, if you ever want to get it, I believe it's on shockwave.com for like $6 or so. It's fun. If you just want like a bowling game that kind of does something like a tad different, I'd go for that. Alright, next game, October 27th. Finished this game 100%. Let's play. I also let's play this game. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Damn, I love this game. This is right up there with the first game. Is like one of the greatest games ever. It's definitely one of my favorites for sure. It's big. It's better. It's just like with how a sequel should be. It's bigger. It's better. It's just as good as the original. It has Yoshi. I'm sorry, Yoshi. You can even tell from my Let's Play on this game, like, I was having a blast, like, going through it from start to finish. It was a long Let's Play, but it was needed for a game like this. And then finally completing the perfect run, like, most satisfying moment of my life up to that point. But I don't really have much to add, because, like, pretty much everything that I love about Super Mario Galaxy 2 is just like the first game. Like, music is phenomenal. Level design is amazing. It has Yoshi. I think it's the best looking game on the Wii next to the first game, or like Metroid Other M or something like that. I love it. I'm also shocked, no pun intended, that this was omitted from the Super Mario 3D All Stars. Why? It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. Alright, last 4 games. These next 2 I had digitally. Actually, next 3. November 1st, I finished a game on Xbox One called Raji, an Ancient Epic. So what it is, it's like a bird's eye view, like 3D platformer kind of game mixed with a beat 'em up. It has it's like another one of those like cute little games that doesn't last long and doesn't really like, it's not like big or anything. It's like a small indie game. I believe it's also on PlayStation because I played it on my brother's Xbox One. Really what the story is you're just like Raji and you have to go find your brother. That's it. It's a nice simple game, just like with Song of the Deep. And yeah, I'm starting to run out of things to say. Yeah, it was a nice game. I played it on through the Xbox Game Pass. That was how I was able to play it. But it's cute. Next one, on November 27th, I finished another relaxing kind of game called Shape of the World. So what it is, it's like you walk around like this little world that has like beautiful visuals, like as the colors in it, it's like they're so bright, like they're gonna make your eye like they feel like you could see better colors. But it was alright. It was like there's not much to it. You just have to like throw seeds and like solve like basic puzzles. Like it was alright. It was really short too. So again, if you like Journey or Abzu or like Shape of the World's what I'm talking about. I get it. And then November 29th, this was the first PS5 game I ever played because I got my PS5 in September of last year, and then like I was kind of messing around with it throughout those months, and then finally on November 29th I finished Astro's Playroom. So if any of you played or know about Astrobot Rescue Mission on the VR, you take that game, take out the VR, and then make it like the biggest homage to PlayStation ever, while being an intro to the PlayStation 5. Basically what it is Astro's Playroom is the best tech demo ever. I got addicted to that game, honestly, just because of how well it introduces you to the PS5 with the DualSense controller and the vibrations and all the haptic feedback and all the other techno jargon that Sony crammed into the DualSense controller. But I'll talk about it more in like in a my PlayStation 5 video that I'm still working on. And once again, thank you to everyone who came by to my live streams for Astro's Playroom, even though I was having mic problems at the time. Alright, and finally, this is my last physical game. December 7th, Metroid Dread. Speaking of Metroid again, this was actually my first ever 2D Metroid game, and it was great. I love how I'm trying to build it up. It's like, yeah, it's great. But yeah, it's so good. It's so smooth, and like it's a good challenge too. Like, it's pretty tough, like especially when you're trying to get past some of the Emmys. The Emmys are like, the first couple Emmys are really fun to like get chased by and to evade, but then like some of the other ones are like are just, they start getting annoying. They're kind of like difficulty spikes. But then like some of the bosses are really fun. The game looks gorgeous, and it's just basically like, again, I haven't played some of the other 2D Metroid games, but if they're anything like Metroid Dread, like with Super Metroid and Super Metroid is amazing from what I hear, or if it's like Metroid Fusion, then I'll probably like Metroid Fusion or Samus Returns. Also, you'll see this on my top 10 of 2021. And lastly, my last game from the last game I beat in 2021 is Doom 2. It's like Doom 1. It's just it's bigger. It has more enemies. Super shotgun is the best weapon, and I got lost a bunch of times. It's just the same as Doom. Just it's Doom more, pretty much. So I guess that's pretty much it for Doom 2. So that is every game that I beat in 2021. In terms of my top 10 games that I beat in 2021, number 10 would be Alice Madness Returns. Number 9 is Number 9 is my game's crashing. Number 9, Jedi Fallen Order. Number 8, Max Payne 3. Number 7, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Number 6, Resident Evil 8. Number 5, Number 5, BioShock Infinite. Number 4, Ghost of Tsushima. Number 3, Metal Gear Solid 2. Number 2, Super Mario Galaxy 2. And number 1, like I mentioned earlier, is Resident Evil 4. Without a doubt. So that's it for all of the 2021 stuff. So 2022 is looking like it's going to be a pretty big year. And I've already beaten like a bunch of games. Like I've already finished 5 games. I think I could even name them off the top of my head. I've already as of this year, like as of right now, recording this video, I finished Pac-Man World 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Doom Eternal, Peggle Knights, and WarioWare Get It Together. And then as for the games I'm currently playing, I'm playing Far Cry 4, Kena, Bridge of Spirits. So I'm getting close to finishing Kena. And there's some other ones I'm currently playing. Sudeki on the original Xbox, Blanks the Time Sweeper, and there's like some other ones that I'm probably blanking on, but yeah, that is it. So thank you all for watching this long video, and please comment, like, and subscribe. And next video is, I'm not sure what it's gonna be. You'll see in the next couple of days, or tomorrow, I have no idea. I gotta clean up a mess of games, and that should be fun. And feel free to follow me on social media. Like I said, links will be in the description. And see you in a place where I'm probably playing Resident Evil. So shock the world and us, amiibros. Goodbye!